Hello again, everyone. I'm Richard Weil, and I'm the owner and CEO of National Restaurant Consultants, and we welcome you in to our NRC Helpful Moment. I believe this is number 43 or 43. It
I
is,
think it's
right?
43.
43. And
Yeah.
today it's all about you and the operator, and we're going to be providing uh, absolute information and a demo on how you can do contactless taking of the orders as well as contactless payments. Even if you have your existing POS system, this can be worked to integrate with you. And this is a very affordable, very simple process to pivot over to, and it works off of QR codes. And we're going to talk about that in detail today from an operations standpoint. So I'm going to turn it over. Once again, welcome in Brian Devine, President of Top Line Management at Cafe Fuel. And Brian, let's talk to our operators and restaurateurs out there as how important it's going to be to make guests feel comfortable when they're ordering in the restaurant, and you don't have to spend the dollars to have a single-use menu or have something you have to wash off or update with sanitizing a laminated menu. Yes, if you have certain clients and customers who aren't going to be able to facilitate with a little bit more technical skills, certainly going to need to have a single-use paper menu. But
Yeah.
a vast majority of our customers today have a smartphone, and it's very simple to use this technology. So Brian, take it away, please.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Richard. I appreciate that. And let's just jump right into the screen share portion here. And let me know if you can see that screen now.
Good to go.
Okay, great. So let's go through this sort of step by step, and I'm going to show it on the big screen, but then I'm going to also show what this looks like on a phone so that you understand that this is all designed to be mobile. And the whole concept here is, how do we make your life easy as the operator, and how do we make it as easy as possible for your customers so that they feel really comfortable and that they're happy to come back over and over again. Now, this is a sample page that we're just running on the Cafe Fuel site. If you ever want to check it out, please just go to cafefuel.rocks, and you'll see under online ordering a drop down, and you can try that yourself. So we just built this now, so it's relatively mobile friendly. There's just a couple little fixes that we're going to make, but it will be mobile friendly for you. So what I want you to see is that we're giving people an option, because if you have somebody that is technically challenged and they have come to your restaurant, hopefully you've set it up so that it is all reservation based, so that you don't have a big rush of people trying to get in there and then getting upset. So this system can do that as well, right? So we can set up your reservations, and we can even have them order early. But that's for another day. But I want you to be thinking about, what are they going to do when they come in? And if they are the type of person that just wants to talk with someone, and you have maybe one or two people that are in the restaurant to handle that, you really don't need as many people to handle it. So you have them on standby, and this person would be able to click this button here or tap it, right? It'll be able to tap it on their phone. So let me show you. I'm going to bring this over here. So it says, have a server come to my table. And we can have it look like whatever we want. We can call it whatever we want. Once they tap on here, then it will take them to another page that will ask them to fill out this quick little form. And I'm using up a lot of bandwidth, so it's going to take a little while to load up. So I'm going to let that load, but it already loaded pretty quick. So I'm going to fix this part, right? You can see how it doesn't really show up on my screen. I just have to fix that. That's pretty simple. So on yours, it would say, great, fill out the form. And all we're doing here is we're saying, give us your first name, give us your phone number, and then a table number. And that means that you can just put a table number right onto the table itself, cover it so that you don't have to clean it, it won't move. Just make sure that it's there and readily available. And so let's say we did that, and we said, okay, we're going to say it's Richard, and my phone number, and you'll see right here it says, so we can contact you if needed. All right, we're trying to make this really comfortable for people. So we would then put 303, and I'm going to put my cell phone so that you can see how fast this will work. And then we're going to say table 10. Then we click Send Server. And again, we have control over what it says and how it will work. Then we just send them to a page that says, excellent, your server will be with you in a moment. And that's it. They're done. It's that simple.
The communication will be that either that information can go to a manager, it go to a host stand, it could go to wherever you want it in your restaurant so that you can then direct somebody over there to assist the guest. So this is very seamless, but the most important thing is now you are adding that person's first name and their phone number to your what, Brian?
Your
list.
Marketing list.
Right.
So this is huge. Okay, so now this, like Richard said, that information is being sent via text message and or email. You can do both, one or the other. It's up to you. I would recommend that we always stick with text, and if you want to keep a record on email, that's no problem. But that text message will go to a specific number that you decide. So we can put any number that you want so that you'll have that instant notification so that person can now come to the table and then follow the guidelines that you've put in place, answer any questions that they might have. All right, now I'm going to...
You'll go right to steps of service in your new normal, your new steps of service.
Yeah. Now I'm going to try to get this to go. Oh, all right. So my side sync just quit. That's okay. So you kind of see how that worked. And if I can turn it back on, I certainly will. Now, I want you to see what happens if they are more technical savvy and they want to see the menu and order. Now, we have control over the text here. We have control over what the button looks like, so we can have it match. But we want it to stand out, right? So we really want it to call people's attention. And you'll notice I don't have a lot going on this page. Oops, sorry. I do have a little bit going on. There we go. So we're going to click on See Menu and Order. And what it does is it pulls up the online ordering system. Now, this is just a demo restaurant, so we put in some images. If you have great images for your restaurant and your food, then we'll put yours in there. If you don't and you need us to put in something that is generic, we have all that readily available as well. You'll also notice that we have the option of putting in some kind of a first order discount or not. And we just put a placeholder image in there, but we can make it bigger, smaller, prettier, whatever we'd like. But I want you to see that we have that option. And then from here, you would put your menu. And we recommend that you put images as much as possible so that people are really seeing what your food's going to look like and getting hungrier and hungrier, and then more likely to order the appetizers and, you know, get that special drink and all of that great stuff. And this entire menu is loaded right up in here. So we just have a quick sample. So you would click on what you want, the quantity, click Add to Cart, and maybe you want something to drink. Click Add to Cart, and you're in control of all of this. And this is easy to edit. So if you need to change something along the way on the back end, it's very, very easy to do.
A lot of modifiers. We're all familiar with the term modifiers in our POS systems.
Right. So if you, let's say we want a pizza, different sizes. I don't know why you'd put corn on pizza, but maybe you want to. And then different styles. So all of that is available, and then any special instructions. And then click Add to Cart. At that point, they would just simply tap on the cart, and this is what most people are used to. It's really straightforward. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Now, you notice the first step where if somebody called over a server, we got their name and their phone number. Well, this is even better because once they click Add their details and they put their information in here, this is going to be put onto your what, Richard?
Your list.
That's right. We have connected the ordering system to your marketing list so that every single person, no matter how they order through your website, through your store, restaurant, doesn't matter, we are putting them on your list so that whenever you need to, you can reach out to them. So they would simply put their information in there and click Save. Now, the other nice thing is because this is all done on their phone, that information is being stored directly on their phone. So the next time they come in, it's going to know that it's them. All right, so they won't have to fill that out again. So then you would click Save, Ordering Method. Now this is, we would obviously recommend that that you just decide and put a little information on the table, and maybe you call it pickup.
We'll just make that modification, table reservation, whatever.
Yeah, so just make that real clear for them, because we can also turn things on and off. So you can say, there's no delivery, so you don't have to have that table reservation or order ahead, all that stuff. But you can just say, hey, make sure you click pickup. And then we'll also give you a little modifier so that when this happens, you'll know what table to go to. So they would click save on that. And then this is where if you wanted to choose a time for the pickup, and you can set that up for now or for later, obviously you would just tell them now. Then your
And
payment method.
and that could all be just the default, because if you're in the restaurant, you want it now.
Yep. Yep. So it's really straightforward. Now the payment method right now, you'll see it says cash, card at pickup counter. Once you have set all this up, we would actually be setting this up with your payment processor. So your merchant account would be connected, so they can just click pay now online. And that is obviously the way that you probably recommend that you do it, so that you can stay touchless. And so this is just a demo, so we don't have that connected, but that would be your option. Then they would click save. And then fulfillment, so if they have any special things that they want to put in there, that's great. Otherwise, at this point, they would just say place pickup order now. And that's it.
And that nomenclature will change from pickup order. It'll basically say place my order now or whatever, because you're sitting in the restaurant.
Yeah, and we're still working out all the kinks, because this was all designed for online ordering and doing it through your not sitting in your restaurant. So we're going to make sure that this is nice and easy for you, nice and easy for the customer, and that's really the point.
But it also could be adapted for your online ordering and for your pickup as well. So it is usable for both.
Correct. Yeah, so you are not stuck, like one or the other. It's going to be everything. I am trying to see if I can get back to my phone here. So I was hoping to show what it would look like.
So while you do that, let me just explain a couple more really good features and benefits to this. The cost to set this up is extremely reasonable. And your monthly payment to keep this thing up, I think we're going to land at about $100 a month, something like that, Brian, somewhere in that neighborhood.
You're looking at, depending on what plan you want, you're looking at about 100 and, well, let's do it this way. The special that we had run a little less than a month ago, we're going to honor that, even though we're doing even more. Right. And so that means that it is a one-time setup, and
right.
And then we're going to do 60 days free, so that you have time to just get this thing going, to start working out all of these kinks, get everything working perfectly in your restaurant. And then it's going to be $179 per month.
That's right.
And then we have another package where we'll actually run ads for you, so that you can start increasing the number of online orders. And that package, we'll make sure that it's available somewhere around here, so that you can take a look at that as well.
It's basically $6 a day, if I recall. Once we get you set up, after we get you set up, it's about $6 a day for the initial package.
Yep.
If you thought about $6 a day for contactless, touchless ordering, it doesn't take a lot of math to figure out. You just need essentially one incremental customer a day to make that work. And you can get to the other end of that thing from the marketing side of it, which is what we're going to totally recommend, is that you add that automatic marketing piece. But you're going to need to stand out. You're going to need to do videos, as we've been talking about. Do videos. You'll be able to add that to your automated marketing piece. You just upload them. You'll send them off to Cafe Fuel, and they'll push them into your system. So those are the pieces that you need to do. And here's just an example of what that looks like. He's got it on how the order looks on your phone. And that's just the demo on somebody's phone. This is coming off of Brian's phone right now.
Yeah, right now. So, and obviously we're recording this video, we're pushing all this stuff, and so it still works really, really clean.
And the bandwidth is slow right now, because again, we're doing Zoom, and it's a hog. It's chewing up a lot.
Yep.
Your typical restaurant will have wireless and enough bandwidth to support it. If not, we could certainly chat about that. We have tech folks that can help you out on that as well.
Yeah. And so I just wanted you to see kind of how it all looked on a phone. Very similar. It's just all designed to be nice and easy and big and simple.
And
And
that's right. And this is simple, and it addresses contactless ordering, contactless payment. And
right.
yes, some of the POS systems are pivoting over to that, but it's certainly not going to be at that price point, and it's certainly not going to tie to your marketing. We can't emphasize there's the real feature and benefit to this system. It ties to your marketing and your lists so that you could be in front of your guests on Facebook, on Twitter, on their website, on your marketing program on an ongoing basis, because truthfully, you need to break through the clutter. You're going to have to distinguish yourselves differently with videos and marketing and promotions. And that's what this is for. And as Brian has been saying for weeks now, you have to build your lists, and you have to be able to stand out differently from everyone else.
All right, so let's make sure that we also talk about how people would get to this page.
QR codes.
QR codes are probably one of the easiest things to do. They are making a comeback, and you might have seen that the very few they just didn't make it when they first launched. We were heavily into these when they first launched because I'm just like a tech geek. I love all this stuff, but it didn't really take off. What's happened now is you no longer need an app on your phone to take advantage of a QR code. Your phone has a camera built in that automatically will read QR codes. So they've taken that extra step so that people don't have to know anything other than how to open their camera. So the directions for utilizing a QR code on like a tabletop is a whole lot easier than it used to be. Now it's take out your camera or take out your phone, open your camera, hold it in front of this, and then follow the steps. And then it will take care of it, it will launch it. Now, here's the thing. We figured out a way to make sure that once you print these out, and all of a sudden you go, oh man, we need this QR code to go to a different link, a different place. We solved that problem of having to reprint all of these QR codes, because that's the way it used to work, where if you print these out and then you need to change something, those QR codes are worthless, and then you got to start over and reprint everything. You won't have to do that when you work with us, because we solved that problem. So that if we need to change that link, no problem, we'll change that link. And it is seamless. It's just a matter of you letting us know. And some of the things that will happen is you might all of a sudden, you have a new website, or you have a different page on your website where this is going to live, or you want to send them to order, you want them to know that they can order through Facebook, whatever it might be. We can adjust on the fly, and this printed version of your QR code does not have to change ever. And I think that's a huge advantage, and it's really important to know that that's a possibility for you if that's something that you need. Let me get to, and Richard, do you have any questions about that, or have any thoughts?
I just want to make sure folks know that we know you want to get your wait staff back. So we're not suggesting that you not use servers.
Right.
But we are suggesting that at least through phase 1 and phase 2, people might want to just come in and order and get their food. Now, in the higher end, finer dining, correct, they're still going to want to see a server. But this can facilitate your contactless payment without having to spend a fortune on handhelds and other things that you may have to invest in enough to go around your dining room. So there's a lot of advantages to going with this QR code that generates the opportunity to have your orders placed in a contactless environment. So
yeah, absolutely. And I wanted to point out a couple of things. Is that you might be thinking, well, what are the catches? And there aren't any. This is a zero commission online ordering system, so there's no per use. I had a great conversation with the restaurant owner just the other day, and they were considering another tool that it sounded great, and the fees are extremely low, except for this one little piece, which is that they take $1 for each transaction. Now you might think, oh, that's not bad. Well, because of the way that things are going right now, we know that online ordering and utilizing these systems is going to continue to grow. It's not going to get less, it's going to get more. And so now we're not talking about $100 or $200 a month you're talking about $1 per transaction. And if you're doing 300-400 transactions in a weekend, that adds up fast. So I just want you really thinking about that. So some of those really low cost ones that seem low cost at first, they're not in the long run. So I want this up front. There's no per transaction cost. There's no commission, no fees or anything. It's just a flat rate. So it's really straightforward. Now, if your merchant account will have their fees and everything. We're not involved with that. That's up to you. So the step one is you set up the online ordering system, and we'll help you get it set up so that it will work inside the restaurant as well. We then add the online ordering on your website and your social media, and then we promote that so that because of the fact that every single person that comes through is being put onto your marketing list, we're going to give you our promotion engine. And we call it a VIP club. You can call it anything you'd like. But the concept here is that as you're building your list, let's say it's Tuesday morning and you're typically slow on Tuesday evenings and you have a lot of extra certain type of item in the fridge that needs to be used, that if you think of something in the morning that you want to promote, by that afternoon, everyone that is on your list will know that that is the option, and they can come in that night and take advantage of it so that you are in control of your marketing. And that's really what we want for you. Richard, I think that covers kind of the basics. We've been at almost 30 minutes. Any other questions or things that you feel like maybe we need to hone in on?
It's a little more than a helpful moment, but it's a recap of all this marketing we've been talking about for about 3 weeks now. And now is the time, as you ramp up dine-in in your restaurant, take a few moments and get yourself organized to facilitate this. Can't emphasize this enough. This is a very cost-effective, easy on your brain to get this thing started. Probably about a half an hour of your time on the phone with Brian. And that's what our restaurants are discovering right now. They get very comfortable in about 20, 30 minutes to make a great business decision. So that's our helpful time for today.
Yeah.
And that's all we have for today. And bye for now, everybody. Take care.
Bye-bye.